Hey, welcome back. I'm John, and today we're checking out a RTX 3050, but it's not any 3050. It's the Yeston 3050 6GB low profile card. It's a dumbed down version of a regular 3050, which is already bad. So let's see how bad this one really is. Can this card benefit from upscaling? We're going to check that out because right now it's already under 60 FPS on minimum settings in Crimson Desert. Let's get right into it. I've got it all set up for us. I'm going to show you the specs. We'll get rid of that for just a second. So we're at 1080p. No upscaling is on, and we're at minimum settings as of right now. So let's get that. Let's take that back and put it on. And right now, we're sitting at 55 frames per second on minimum settings. And we're already dipping, we're already at 45 frames per second. 20 to 26 milliseconds of frame time, and it's pretty bad. We're gonna go around here a little bit, check some stuff out. Let's go into the city, and we'll see if it gets any worse, which I have a feeling it might. If you don't know, you probably can't hear, but this card is at 100% utilization, and the fan is at 100% just to keep it at 75 degrees Celsius. So about 40, we got about 40 frames in the city. Let's check out low settings, see how bad it gets from there. Boom. And there we are. We're at 30 frames, and our frame time went up to 30 milliseconds. Hovering right around that. Pretty terrible experience, in my opinion. Still playable, but barely. And again, this has 6 gigabytes of VRAM, not 8 gigabytes like a normal 3050. This is the low profile Yeston 3050. I used it in a small form factor PC that I had. And there you go. 1% lows of 7, 1% lows of 29, 0.1% lows of 7, and just abysmal scoring here. So let's check out medium settings. Reset those 1% lows. Now we're at 35 frames, or 35 millisecond response time into the 40s, and we're getting about 25 frames per second. It's really, really choppy. It's a terrible experience. I want to show you high as well. There we go. Reset those 1% lows, and it's even worse. We're almost at we're getting about 38 to 45 millisecond response time. It's super choppy. You can tell when you're running. Very bad experience. We will crank it up. We're gonna go ahead and skip ultra. We're gonna go straight to cinematic. It's just abysmal all the way through there. Reset those 1% lows. And half a second of frame time, 19 frames, and man, it like hurts your eyes. That's how bad this is. So, can AMD FSR 3.1 help us, or DLSS 4.0 or 4.5? We're gonna check that out right now. We're gonna go back to low. That's probably where our best settings are gonna be. All right, we're on low. And then upscaling, put it on balanced. AMD FSR 3.1 balanced. Let's check that out. Getting 60, well, now into the 45. This is playable at this point. Our frame time hanging in the millisecond response time. Our frame rate's 45, pretty playable, and it looks really good at 1080p for this card. not a bad experience. Sitting there, 1% lows at 35, 0.1% lows at 29. Let's see if performance will help us anymore. And it does. Oh, my bad, guys, my bad. All right, reset those 1% lows. Didn't help us that much. Let's go out here, see if that improves at all. Didn't really help us that much. Let's go back to balanced. I think that's our sweet spot for AMD FSR 3.1. Now we can check frame generation. We will check that out. We will turn it on. 2 frames generated, apply. And this is still low, AMD FSR 3.1 and balanced. And we're looking pretty good. 74 frames per second, 1% lows of 60, 0.1% lows of 50. It looks good. This might be its saving grace to play on this SFF 3050 Yeston card with 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Not too shabby at all. The frame time is only at 12 milliseconds. Now, 2 of these frames are fake, but you get a smooth experience and it looks really good. So you could definitely play it at this. I don't see any issues with it. I'm looking at the smoke, it looks fine. I'm looking out in the clouds. They start to get a little pixely as you move. If you can see that right there. Now let's try NVIDIA DLSS 4.0. No DLSS ray construction, anti-lag on. And try that where it's at balance, still low. Reset those 1% lows, and we're about 45 frames per second. We'll go into the city, see if that makes it dip. Oh, sorry, dude. Didn't mean to hit you. All right, we're right at that 40 FPS mark. Response time's a little high. Not that great. But let's see how performance does for this card. Okay, so it helped a little bit. Feels okay. Response time's down just a little bit, if not about the same. Oh, there we go. Okay. Pretty playable at this, at performance. Take a look at this again. It's all nice and pixely, but it looks good. Far away you can tell. It's pixelating quite a bit at the tree line in the skyline right there. But overall looks pretty good in a playable experience. We're going to try DLSS 4.5 and on balanced. And it just tanked our performance, reset those 1% lows. And the response times in the 30s is pretty choppy. I wouldn't play it like this. Oh, sorry, guy. Still looking at 30, 35 frames per second. We will check performance. We'll turn that on. Didn't really help. Reset those 1% lows. Maybe a tad bit better, but that frame time's hovering at 30 milliseconds. Not that great. So now let's check, see if we can even turn frame gen on this. All right, we're gonna go to 1440p and I'm gonna set that up and I'll see you in a second. All right, we're back with 1440p at minimum settings, and I'll show you that right now. 1440p, no upscaling, and we're on minimum settings, and it's not good. It's not great at all. All right, we're looking at 51 frames standing still, but as soon as we start moving, it's dipping into the low 40s here. Our 1% lows go down and our 0.1% lows go down hard. Pretty playable, however, everything looks really bad. So if I play it for partly graphics, partly performance, and want to have a good time. So those three things I look at. So not a great time for this. Minimum settings, no upscaling. It's okay. I mean, you could definitely play it at this, but you're not gonna have a good time. So let's go ahead and check out low. Okay, boom. And what happens? We just tanked it. We just demolished it. 24 frames, not good at all. Our frame time is in the low 40s, upper 30s, and it feels choppy. You could feel that. It's pretty bad. Getting 26 frames to 25 frames here, not having a good time. Well, there we go. So let's go ahead and check out high, and just to see where we're at here, we're gonna go ahead and skip minimum. So let's go to high settings. Here we go. And hit apply, and it's going down from here. Okay, it hurts. It hurts my eyes. 16 frames, 70 millisecond response time I just seen. It's so choppy and so bad. I don't want to bear you through that anymore. But we are going to check out cinematic settings on 1440p. I'm hoping the card doesn't crash. Oh, and man, look at that. Almost a whole millisecond or 1 second of response time. 12 frames. Yeah. Terrible. We're seeing almost right at 10, a little bit more. So what about AMD FSR? Can AMD FSR 3.1 save us at all? Well, we're gonna find out. So we're gonna go to low. I think that's the sweet spot here. Okay. Go into video. We're gonna turn AMD FSR 3.1 to balanced. Okay, there we go. Reset those 1% lows, and we're right above that 30 FPS mark, right at 38, and it's gonna dip a little bit, but it is playable. The frame time isn't the best. We're at 25 to 27, but it's smooth for the most part and playable. You could play it with this. But do we want to have a better experience? I think we all do. And if this is the card you have, this is the card you have. We're going to go and turn frame generation on. Number of frames generated is 2. Hit those 1% lows, and it feels smoother. Frame time is down to right at that 20 millisecond response time, and it feels good. There is a slight lag input, like I'm moving my mouse and it takes just a little bit longer to get in that mouse. Might be an issue for some people. It is playable at this. I'd rather go to 1080p and go to medium settings and have a better time with no upscaling. So let's try NVIDIA DLSS 4.0 balanced, anti-lag on, and to see what happens. 35 frames. I mean, it feels okay. It's not choppy. There's that frame generation on that, like lag as you move the mouse, and then it will turn for after a split second. So there's none of that in this, but FPS is pretty low. Frame time's at 30. Yeah. Okay experience, nothing to write home about. Let's try performance and see how that helps us at all. All right, we're looking at right at 36, about the same. The frame time is just a little bit lower, maybe about the same. Hard to tell without, you know, computing the numbers, but feels just fine. The clouds look a little weird when you move, but not a bad experience. I went and played at this, barely getting 40 frames per second. Can DLSS 4.5 help us at balanced? We're about to find out. And no, it does not help us. It's worse than ever. 25 frames, the frame time is at 40, and it's choppy. Not a great experience at all. Definitely not helping us. All right, so I think I've seen enough of that. So, can it help us at performance at all? Reset those 1% lows, and not really. Maybe a couple FPS. But you're starting to feel that frame time creep higher and notice that input lag a little bit more. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing below, commenting, liking the video. Even more, if you want to see an RTX 3050 6 gig, the one I have, the Yeston, versus an 8 gig 3050, comment below, tell me what you think. We're gonna have that video very soon. I appreciate you watching the videos, and until next time, I'm out.